Good morning. I'm Granny, and this is Granny and Grumpy's greenhouse. So today I wanted to make a particular salad that I make out of cabbage that my husband Grumpy just dearly, dearly loves. It is from garden to table. So we had cabbage, and the cabbage we grew was very, very big. Most of it is gone. I do have 3 heads still left out in the greenhouse, but most of it we've either eaten or given away. So today I want to show you how to make this salad. I think you're going to really like this salad if you'll try it. If you have a food processor, I think you will enjoy using that much better than the thing that I usually use, which is a very difficult piece of equipment to use at times, because the suction on it has wore off through the 25 years I've had it. And it is something called a Salad King that you get through Towncraft pots and pans. So instead, I decided today to try to use my Hamilton Beach food processor. Now this one's a rather large food processor. I bought it because of it was so big. Anyway, as you can see, it's all chopped up. Now this is more in the form of like angel hair. If you go to Walmart, they have bags of angel hair cabbage that's already been ground up. And it's a much easier do if you're not going to make a huge salad. It's much easier just to buy it in the pack. But if you're not, and you're going to make a big salad, like we had a funeral to go to 2 days ago, and today is June 16th, and we had a funeral to go to, and I made this to take for the potluck afterwards for the funeral. Everybody loves it. Yes, I have washed my hands, washed under my fingernails, everything, because this is going to be a type of salad where you're going to mix it up mostly with your hands. I have a spoon here to help me at the end to put it in my bowl. Okay, so first you're going to take a package of ramen noodles. It doesn't matter what flavor, because you're going to throw that little packet thing with the tasty stuff in it, the powder. You're going to throw that away. So you'll take a bag of the ramen noodles, place it in a plastic Ziploc sandwich bag. Then get you a hammer, and you just start hammering it on it until it's fine like this. And so then after you've done that, then you pour it over your cabbage. And yes, the noodles will get soft after a couple days of storage in the refrigerator. However, it usually doesn't last that long to be able to get soft. So everybody likes it too much. Then we take, like I said before, I'm a dump cook. And so we're going to take approximately, it looks like about 1/4 to 1/2 of a cup of sliced almonds. Now they need to be sliced. We don't want to be using slivered almonds because the consistency is too chunky, and this is not. And it tastes much better this way. So you just sprinkle all of that over your salad. And then you put your salad stuff to the side. Now the next thing we're going to do, when I was a kid, Good Seasons made salad dressings that were dry like this, and they had all kinds of flavor. My favorite was Russian, but they don't make it like that anymore. Instead, they put it in a bottle. So now they still make this, and what they have is cruets that they put in. Now the cruets look different than they looked when I was a kid. They were much fancier and prettier looking when I was a child, but anyway, it has marked on here vinegar, water, and oil. But I don't go by these completely because I like mine to taste a little bit different. So you're going to take your vinegar first. And I use only organic apple cider vinegar with mother in it. Much better for you than the other. And none of it's all that grand for you, but every once in a while won't hurt you. So we're going to put in here up to where the watermark is with vinegar, because I prefer more vinegar than, well, the packet to me is a little bit too concentrated. So what I do is I just make more liquid in it to compensate. We're going to put just a little bit of cold water. Not much, because on here, if you measure it, the packet actually tells you if you got like a different jar or something and you broke a curette or something. It actually tells on here. So the vinegar is a 1/4 of a cup, but mine's a little more than that. Your water is 3 tablespoons. And then you put a 1/2 cup of olive oil in it. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. Sometimes this seasoning in here doesn't mix well after you pour the olive oil in it. And so what I've learned to do is I've learned to take this, pour it, and this particular one is called garlic and herb because it tastes better with this salad. You empty all the dry ingredients, and then you just kind of let it, you know, stirring around in there a little bit as you do this to it. And it looks like it's all dissolved now. And then you take and pour olive oil. Now the mark is right here, but we're not going to use that mark. We're going to go above the mark because I've got a lot of salad to cover here. Okay. So it's probably about more closer to 3/4 of a cup instead of a 1/2 of a cup of oil. Then we stick on our little lid here. Still got cabbage all over me. Stick the lid on. And then if you've had a frustrating day, people who have rheumatoid arthritis have frustrating days most days. And so you can take out your frustrations on this bottle. So we're going to give it a good shake. Now you can make this up ahead of time before you put all of this together and put it in the refrigerator and get it good and cold. But I don't do that because it's just too cold if you're going to eat it right now. And I am making this at the time of day where it is lunchtime. And so Bob's out in his shop working today. So I figure when he comes in to eat his lentil burger sandwich, which is good. A friend of mine made these lentil burgers, and I'm going to showcase her to show you how to make these lentil burgers, because I'm telling you, you will just go hog wild over this. It is so delicious. And yes, most of the things that I will be showing you are vegan. There will be a few that are just plumb vegetarian that might have a little bit of eggs in it. Like my banana bread has eggs in it. But we're going to be showing everything else about it will be vegan. So anyway, we've got this all mixed up, so let's go to pouring it. Now this is an easy recipe. It doesn't take a lot to make this. Just pour all the seasoning in, all of the dressing. If you don't, it's kind of on the dry side and it won't be very good. Okay, then you take your 2 hands. And this is what I do. I mix it around. I used to make bread by hand. Now I use a Bosch machine because of the rheumatoid arthritis and my age. This smells so good. You just want to just jump in here and swim around eating. It's so, so good. Anyway. So I think it's pretty well mixed. Looks like everything's pretty even. You just want to make sure that your almonds and your, hold on. Your almonds and your ramen noodles are fairly mixed, you know, evenly throughout the bowl. So anyway, let me just wash my hands real quick, and then we'll put it in the bowl and I'll let you look and see what it looks like. Now the good news about mixing this together with your hands is this, is you don't have to wash as deeply as you would if you didn't care about having moisturizer. But olive oil is a great moisturizer for you. And so I think that you don't want to wash your hands so good that you get all the oil off. That way you can kind of just rub it over your head. Now, I don't have much oil because I wash my hands pretty thorough, but I could feel just a little bit of a slickness to them. So let's put this in here, and then we'll show you what it looks like when it's actually ready to be eaten. Now, in this salad, a lady many years ago, dear friend of mine, she's sleeping in Jesus now, but her name was Mrs. Ruba, and she was a church member, and every time we had potluck, she made this salad. Well, everybody knew that if you didn't get in line pretty quick, you weren't going to get any of this salad, and that woman never took salad home. When she died, and I went to church to potluck, you know, we all missed that salad so much, so she had showed me how to make it. And I had made it at home many times, but I'd never taken it to potluck because I didn't want to interfere with hers. So I made it by her recipe. Now, it actually calls for sesame seeds. You want to just simply put them in a frying pan, nonstick frying pan, and just kind of like roast them a little bit as they're on the stove. You don't put any oil or anything in it. You just put them in there. And they'll change their color slightly. They'll just get toasted. And then you take it off. You don't want to burn these things. And they will burn easy. And then you sprinkle it in there. But it is very hard to find a lot at one time of sesame seeds. So I just never have made it with sesame seeds in it. I've just left that ingredient out because it was too hard to try to find something for it. So anyway, let's show you what this looks like now. So it's not a bad looking dish. No, it doesn't have a lot of color. Now, if you get cabbage that's a real deep green, this particular head of cabbage was not as green as some of our other cabbages were. So I had held on to it the longest, but smells delicious. Anyway, so I hope you've had a good day today. It's beautiful outside, full sunshine. And thank you for joining me here in Granny's kitchen to make this wonderful tasting dish. And by the way, do remember that this dish is not full of a lot of calories like other things are. Yes, the oil has a little bit of calories. And yes, the ramen noodles themselves have a little bit of calories. And the nuts have little calories. But that green cruciferous cabbage, it won't put no weight on you. And as you can see, Granny needs to lose a little bit. So this is one of my favorite dishes for trying to lose weight. Thank you, and you have a blessed day. See you later.